Here, Cole, go sit on the porch, Nick. If you just wait.
Mama.
Millions of people do it. They say, I didn't harm anyone. I got home safe and sound. Just because you made it home safely to your cozy bed doesn't mean that you made it the right decision. You are not only putting your own life at risk, but you also put the risk of other lives. A fun night out of drinking and partying might land someone in jail, or might quite possibly land them in their own casket. Hi, my name is Casey, and I would like to talk to you today about the problems of drinking and driving and why it raises a concern for all of us. Everybody in college or around that age group either participates in drinking or knows someone who does. So it helps to know how to keep themselves safe and also the loved ones safe when alcohol is involved. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, there are 28 people in the United States that die in motor vehicle crashes every day that involve an alcohol-impaired driver. That's one death every 51 minutes. So first, I'm going to explain some legal repercussions associated with drinking and driving, then explain some effects of driving after consuming alcohol, and finally, give you some solutions to this problem. Did you know that there is an average of 900,000 individuals arrested each year for alcohol-related incidents, and that a third of those are repeat offenders? According to Backtrack.com, convictions of drunk driving incidents cause both short-term and long-term effects. Short-term consequences include the suspension of the driver's license, fees and fines, court-ordered community service, higher insurance, participation in drunk driving awareness programs, and quite possibly even jail time. Long-term effects can haunt the driver's life for many years after paying the fines and fulfilling the legal obligations. Background checks for employment can prevent the driver's efforts in securing a job. Every state in the United States aims to decrease drinking and driving statistics, but they vary when it comes to the law. In the state of Texas, if a person is driving after consuming alcohol, a person may be charged with what's known as a DWI or a DUI. You may be familiar with these terms, but do you know the difference in them? According to the Texas DWI Attorney Johnson & Bayer, a DUI and DWI refers to an individual operating a vehicle while intoxicated, which means not having the normal use of mental or physical faculties by reason of the introduction of alcohol or a drug. The main difference between DWI and DUI is the age of the driver. A person operating the vehicle who is above the age of 21 or older is termed legally intoxicated, which means having a blood alcohol concentration or BAC of 0.08 or higher, and they can be charged with a DWI. On the other hand, if they're under the age of 21 and they get pulled over and their BAC is under 0.08, but they have any alcohol in their system, they can be charged with a DUI. In the minor case, it's irrelevant if the minor is physically or mentally impaired by the alcohol in their system. In Texas, if the driver is under 21, it's illegal to drive with any detectable amount of alcohol in their system. This is known as Texas's zero tolerance policy. It's important to note that if the driver is a minor, they can still be charged with a DWI, even if their BAC is greater than a 0.08. Now that you have the legal repercussions of drinking and driving, I'm going to tell you the effects of driving after consuming alcohol. Alcohol impairs the coordination, judgment, and reflexes, which makes operating a motorized vehicle very dangerous. The part of the brain associated with coordination becomes less active under the influence of alcohol. A brain with alcohol in its system has poor hand-eye coordination, balance, and reaction time, compared to when a brain does not have any alcohol in the system. When alcohol is consumed, individuals are left at a disadvantage when it comes fully thinking their actions through. This makes the individual less nervous to maybe interact with others, but they also might be less likely to realize the consequences of engaging in risky behaviors, such as driving after consuming alcohol. Drinking and driving also puts many lives at risk, including your own. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, in 2005, over 10,000 people died because of alcohol-impaired crashes, which accounts for nearly a third of all traffic-related deaths in the United States. So when faced with a choice to drive after consuming alcohol, just don't do it. Having a designated driver, or just don't drink at all if you know you're going to be driving home that night. So we see the problem. How do we fix it? The solution to this nationwide and even worldwide problem is to just not do it. Each and every person can help by making the conscious decision to not drink before driving and educate others about the risks associated with drinking and driving. If you see a vehicle that is driving considerably slow, or maybe has their headlights off or swerving, maybe possibly drunk, don't feel petty in calling to report them. It's always better safe than sorry. You could possibly save another person's life by reporting a drunk driver as well. If we don't do anything about this issue, the death statistics with alcohol-related incidents will continue to rise. So the information that I have provided to you today is only a tiny portion of the research and facts done about drinking and driving. Now that you have some knowledge about the risks and effects associated with drinking and driving, I hope to have persuaded you to never drink and drive. Today you have learned about the legal repercussions of drinking and driving, the effects of driving after consuming alcohol, and a couple solutions to decrease drinking and driving statistics. Help keep the road safe with your loved ones and ones loved by others by not drinking and driving. It's simply not worth it.
It's not, because you don't